to my show Talk with Anna. It's my second episode. You know, first episode of Talk with Anna's guest was Hollywood's popular Dharman show's actress Amberlane Morse. Okay, let's introduce our today's guest. Our guest is a very brave woman. She was trafficked from 2012 to 2021. Fortunately, she managed to escape from the traffickers. Nowadays, she lives happily. Well, now, let's welcome our today's guest, Jade Salis.
Hi
So, how
there.
are you? How are you doing today?
Thank you for having me first, and I'm doing great. Thank you.
So, are I heard that you were trafficked,
Yes, I was
right?
trafficked. Yes,
It must be so hard to live in someone's control for such a long time.
yes, of course, yeah,
Yeah, it feels really hard. Okay, shall we begin our conversation more?
yeah.
Okay, so please let me know about your childhood.
Well, I had a was not really that normal. I never had like a normal life. I unfortunately had to experience a lot of things when I was a kid. But after a while, let's say after like when I was in school, then I had a pretty normal life. Uh, I was just with my mom. I started first. I grew up with my dad and then with my mom, and I had a pretty normal life. You know, uh, yeah, and I had a religious background, so that's what all I did. I was just being home with my mom and doing reading Bible, all that. That was my life.
So, you had a normal childhood like the other kids.
Yeah, let's say like that. Yeah, I mean, let's say that after 10 years, yeah, I had a normal childhood. Yeah.
So, it is good that you lived a normal life in your childhood.
Mhm.
Please tell me about your educational and professional life.
Well, I always like business. That's my thing. I love music and business. That's one of those things that I like most. And I grew up watching my dad. Well, when I was a kid, he was a businessman, so I want to be like him. And I when I was, let's say, all my teen years, I had something in my mind that was having my own business. So I finished high school, and that's the first thing that I did when I turned 18 is just to put my business.
So, you had a business. Wow, that's great.
Yeah,
At such a young age, you had a business. Uh,
yeah,
will you tell us more about your business?
yeah. Well, my family has always been in the medical industry.
Yes.
My brother and almost everybody's been doctor or nurse or something, but I did not like medicine, so I like business. So I try to find a mix of both because I have a lot of contact with doctors and everything. So that's why I put my business that it was a medical tourism business that is technically bringing people to other countries so they can get surgery because depending on the country where the person is, can sometimes the cost is too high and it's impossible to get a surgery, especially if there is like they don't have social security or depending if they don't have medical insurance. So when they come to other countries, they can finally get access to all those medical things that they need. So that was what my company offered.
Wow, that's great to hear. So, Jade, when did you meet your traffickers and when did you find out they were traffickers?
Well, my company, my business, that business that I had, I needed to have lawyers because I need to do contracts and a lot of things. So I finally, I tried to find a lawyer to help me with taxes and contracts and all that. And I contacted a lawyer, and he put me in contact with the whole team of other lawyers and assistants and everything. And for 2 years, we worked it good until they changed and they were traffickers, they were criminals too. That's when I found out.
So, they were lawyers. Like,
Yeah,
were they really lawyers or con artists?
no, they were real lawyers. Yeah,
So they were really lawyers and like they were part of some gang or something, or like they trafficked humans by themselves.
No, they were lawyers, but they use the legal business they have to use it as an excuse because the real business was money laundering and human trafficking and other types of crimes.
So they were just lawyers to lure people into like them, and then they would. So were they really aggressive, or like they were friendly to you?
At first, they were extremely friendly. They were very like we have a lot of meetings. They were like my friends. So yeah, for 2 years they were all nice. I never had any problem with them. It was 2 years later that they changed to being extremely violent.
So what did they do to start controlling you, and what rules did they give you that you must had to follow?
Well, the first thing they do to control me was they did it in a subtle way. They put me an assistant and a bodyguard, and suddenly I was never allowed to go out anywhere alone, even when we're friends. And then when they started being aggressive, they just locked me and they told me I couldn't go out. And they were like, if I could go out only with one of them here with me next to me, or if I will go out alone for whatever reason, then I will have to send pictures and they have a GPS. And then, like I was very, very controlling.
So Jade, like they would tell you that you can't go out, you have to keep this bodyguard with you, you have to send pictures, like these dominating things too.
Yeah.
And what other rules did they give you? Like you can't make friends, you can't talk to family, no dating, like these type of
Well, when we were friends, they give me two rules that I should follow. And I did not notice anything wrong because they were rules that I thought they will say they was for my own benefit and they probably will I would never have to follow those rules forever. That's what they told me. It was do not tell anyone about us because it was kind of like a professional secret, like something that the people didn't have to know. And I thought, okay, whatever, I won't tell anybody. And then the other ruling was to not get involved with anyone, to not have boyfriend, dating, nothing of that. That was the first two rules. After they trafficked me, they give me more rules, but that was the first two rules, and I broke one, and that's it. That's what happened. They started being aggressive after I broke a rule.
did they ever let you go out alone? If they did, how would they track you? Like with GPS
Sometimes
or something? Sometimes
sometimes
they
I have to go out alone sometimes because for whatever reason maybe they didn't want people to see them or whatever reason. At first, let's say the first year that I was trafficked, I was allowed to go out alone sometime, all the time, but later no. Later, the next years no, but the first year yeah. And they of course they will I mean I could go out alone, but if I turn it back I could see them behind me. They were following me everywhere. So I was never alone. Like I saw them many times following me, and I knew that they were there.
So, Jade, even when you were alone at the first, how would they track you? Like any GPS or something
They
like
could,
that?
yeah, they controlled everything about me. They knew where I was. At first, like I say, they followed me, so that's how they probably knew. But I have to send them, where I was, my location, a GPS. Well, they have GPS on my phone, and I have to wear something that they give me to. I have to send pictures. I was not allowed to have conversations with anyone while I was around there, and if I have to, it was something very superficial. They also gave me like an scripted story that I have to tell if anyone asks me anything. So that was how it happened.
What kind of stories? Like some sympathy giving story or something like that? What kind of stories did they give you?
Well, no, they just the scripted stories. You mean?
Like some kind of story, like, yeah, I am doing like this. Yeah, my business is going very well.
Well, I have to, like I said, I have to say scripted stories about me. And it was kind of like the story was built truth, but it had a lot of lies. So I say like lies with truth. And so that was what they told me. I have to say that I still had a business and a lot of things, and that I was doing. I was living there when I was not living there. I had to lie about my name, where I was from, all that. So I have more than 15 names while I was there trafficking.
What happened with your business? Did your traffickers took over your business?
Yeah, well, they stole all the money. They dissolved the whole business because they were lawyers, so they knew how to do that, and they business just disappeared.
So Jade, like, did they bankrupt your business, sold it to anyone, or like they, like, your license? You had a license, right?
Well, my this is a bit, well, depending where you're from, where you are right now. Like if you put a business, depending on the country, you need a license. Other times you don't need a license for this because it's more like it's kind of like it mixing tourism and medical service. The problem is that I mean, the thing is that it was not me who was offering the service of medical service. It was other doctors, so they were the ones that have license, of course, to offer all these medical services they have. But my business, what I do was trying to offer the best option to the client and to find a great doctor for them. So when they took all the business, they just completely solved it. Like they took everything, and of course they did that to not allow them. I mean, to not allow other people to check what happened or anything. They just they know how to do it. They just solve everything.
So Jade, like, what happened with the money? Like, did they take the money, or you had some money?
No, I had money, and of course the business was doing great. So yeah, there was money in my bank account, in the business account, and they took all, all everything.
So Jade, when you were trafficked, did you had any pets at that time, or like you were all by yourself?
If I had one, sorry.
Did you had any pets at that time, or you were by all yourself?
I always like to save dogs and animals in the street, if I see them bad. So I had a lot of pets and a lot of cats and, dogs, cats, whatever. And so my life was just, taking care of them, started working. That's what I was doing. And they killed all my pets. Yeah. So when I was trafficked, they just get rid of everything.
Did your traffickers lock you in a room, or like they installed cameras in your house to watch you?
They locked me in a room and put someone to outside of my room
Hello,
or from
Jade,
my
are you
apartment.
with us? Hello,
Do you hear me? Bueno,
Yes, hello Jade.
yeah,
We are back. Sorry for the trouble. And so let's continue from where you were. You were saying that how they locked you in a house.
yeah. They locked me in a sometimes in an apartment, sometimes in a room, and they would put someone in the room in the door. So I was not able to go.
Can you escape from the windows?
No, there was no windows, and it was impossible. The problem was not that I did not have a chance to escape, but they also threatened my family. So I was not gonna go even if I had an open door there because I was not gonna, put risk to my family. Like I was not gonna pay that price.
So, like, if you would have escaped, it would be a threat for your family too.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, they allowed me to have a certain freedom at first because they knew that I was not gonna go because if I will go, they will kill my family. So I was not gonna go.
So, Jade, what would they do if you do not agree to do anything they said?
They will punish me. They will beat me. I really hard. I got a beating every day for a lot of years. Like sometimes they beat me for because I did not say whatever they want, and then other times for no reason. But I believe that a physical abuse was the hardest thing in my case, like the beatings.
So, if you would not agree to do anything they said, they will physically abuse you.
Sorry again. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's okay.
Just
So, like I was saying that if you do not agree to do anything they say, the punishment you will get was beating.
yeah, exactly. If I did not do any, whatever they told me to do, I would get a beating. Yeah,
That is horrible. I can't imagine people like people can do such things. So, what did they do to torture you mentally?
they will kill my pets in front of me. That's what I believe the most mentally torture that they did to me was killing my pets in front of me, or uh, not allow me to go out in moments that I really need to go out, like when someone was dying, a family member was dying, and I couldn't go out to say bye because I had to work. That's what's hard for me.
That is horrible. I can't imagine someone could do something like this. Like, so did you had access to social media at that time, or did they control your social media or your cell phone?
I was trafficked to do streaming, so I had a phone. That's why the reason why I had a phone was because I had to work with a phone. So I had to have social medias to make more money on that. So they control all my social media. Sorry, they control my social media, and they will put the posts were the one who they were the ones who posted everything and took the pictures, and I was forced to take pictures and living like if I was happy when in reality I was not at all.
So what kind of stream like you had to do like YouTube or Insta, something like that? Streams.
I'm not sorry again.
What kind of streams had you have you had to do? They
I
made you
just
do
have I just have to stream and make money. That's it. They don't care
to
whatever I was doing. That I just have to make money. That's it. I have to make money for them. That's what I have to do.
so like that YouTube type of streams they made you
Yeah,
do and
I just have to stream and make money.
so have you heard about the influencer BB and Bebop?
What?
Have you heard about the influencers, mother and daughter influencer BB and Bebop?
No.
What do you think? Like in the comments of, I have watched their ton of videos on YouTube and TikTok. So on their comments, ton of people says that I think you're in danger because is in their videos they were found in a room locked with cameras. So what do you think? Can they be trafficked like you too and forcefully made to do streams?
I don't know the situation. I don't know, but I do can tell the people always should be with an eye open there to see when there's a situation like that, because there is really no way to know if someone's being trafficked or not, because you have to smile and pretend that you're doing good when you're not. So I always say people that if you even if you have a slightly doubt, then you should try to find help for that person. And if it turned out that it wasn't like that, well, whatever. But it's better to do something than not do something.
So, like, before I have heard your story and met you on Instagram, I thought that it was just a publicity stunt. But after talking to you, I also think that they can be in danger.
Yeah, yeah, and definitely, human trafficking is a real problem, and uh, it's happened everywhere. It happened to me. I was in trafficking in front of everyone, yeah, right, online and in front of people who knew me, and so people think that it's like in movies that they kidnap you and put you in another country. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen because sometimes it does happen like that, but it's not always the case. And people, you can see someone being trafficked and you won't know. But like I say, the moments you notice something, that you notice the person is not doing all right, just better try to find help. Do not ask directly to the person because she is not gonna tell you anything. But better try to find help at police and other options.
So, like, I before I have talked to you, I also thought that traffic. After like watching shows, crime shows, I also thought like they would traffic you. They would send you to another country and something like that. But after talking to you, I know it is always not like that.
No, it's not always like this. It can be your neighbor can be being trafficked right now. You will notice, but there's a little signs that you can see if the person does not go out alone all the time, or is she also always looking down. It looks like she's having a hard time. Like she looks sick sometimes, and you know, you never see that person working like a normal person. If the person doesn't have a normal life, and you see that it's always surrounding other people, then you should pay attention to that. Yeah.
Yes, it is sad to know that people can be so cruel. So I want to ask you now that have you ever asked anyone to help? Did they let you contact your families or friends?
If I ever try to find help, yeah, yeah, many times I try to tell people indirectly way that something was wrong. I believe that I was, especially at first, at the beginning of everything, people saw a lot of signs, but unfortunately, people have no knowledge about human trafficking. Well, yeah, I was a red flag. The whole me was a red flag because something was really wrong with me, and unfortunately, no one noticed. People did notice something, but they really didn't know what. So they were like, "What? What's going on?" People asked me, but I couldn't tell the truth. And then later, like they will just lock me and I disappear. People thought I was just, I was an adult, so people thought I was just having my own life, and that's it. So my family, it was a really small family. Um, so like it's not really like a big family that would ask me, and that was one of the reasons that I was an easy target because as you know, I have like a big family, and they were, the ones that I had were busy with their lives, and we were not that close at the first. So yeah, I mean, we were close, but they thought I was just doing fine.
Uh, so you have told me before that you had a phone, right?
That I have a what?
You have the phone to stream.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So why didn't you try to call 911?
Well, because the people just they don't care. People who saw me were in another country, and They were not at that for a reason. Like I tried many times. I did the sign many times. Nothing. Nothing happened.
But like you could have called 911.
No, it's just like I say, the problem was not calling 911. The problem is that I was not gonna do it because they will kill my family. So no, like and they have contact with police there, and I did not trust police either because I saw the police with them. So I was scared. Like people have to know that when you're trafficked, you feel they abuse the abuse that they did to you are so strong and so big and so often that you normally won't think like a normal person will, like what you would think before. And you are so scared with so much fear that you can't even move. You can't even look at them on their eyes. You can you can't even breathe like a normal person in front of them. You just stay still. So it's impossible sometimes that a victim have the courage to find or try to ask for help because the fear will control her more.
Uh, did you ever plan to escape before?
I did try, and I did it 3 times. That was when like I say, the fear was too big. But sometimes I had a chance, and I was trafficked in matter of hours. They found me, and the problem is that when after they found me, I had problems, and so I stopped trying.
So you gave up after being caught for so many
Yeah,
times.
like there were moments that I was desperate, and even knowing that they were gonna go after my family, I escaped it. Like I had a chance, and they found me a few hours later, and yeah, beating another beating. Yeah,
So like did they really did something to your family or like it was just a bluff?
no, there was no love. They will have killed my family in a second. Like these people have very murder people, so I knew they were honest. Like they were gonna do what they say because they did in the past with other people. But the reason why I believe they didn't kill me or did anything, I believe it's a miracle. But I believe that is just because I was making a lot of money, and maybe they did not want to kill me for that reason. I don't know. I don't know because I give them enough reason to kill me. It was not that easy. So
Yeah, like my thoughts are that they did not kill you so like cause they thought of you as a infinite money source.
exactly, because I was making a lot of money, and I was not trafficker like a normal slave. Let's say that right now the price of a slave is $90, but I was not trafficker for that reason, and I was making a lot of money. And if they kill me, they will have to find another who will making the same amount of money. So I believe that was the reason they did not kill me. I protect myself making money, so I knew
So making money was your protection shield
it was
from
my protection exactly for everything because I knew that they tried to place me, but they couldn't because others wouldn't make that much money like me.
yeah, so like if they would kill you, so they would have to find another person who would give them money.
Yeah, they tried, like I say, but they no, it wasn't that easy because I had a lot of years trafficking back in that time. So when they tried to replace me was years later, and someone who does not have experience in that is not gonna make that much money like me. So that's I believe that I was lucky enough to make enough money to avoid because I know that if I wouldn't have make money I would be there already.
So Jade, what do you think? Like, can children and men also get trafficked, or like they only target young women?
No, everybody can be a victim. Old people, young people, kids, babies, women, and men. Everybody can be a victim because human trafficking has many forms. It's not only it can be sexual exploitation, it can be forced labor, organ theft, like it can be many things. So like they can traffic an old woman to um, going there on the streets and beg for money, like begging. That is another form. And they can traffic a man to steal their organs. They can traffic a woman for sexual exploitation, or they can traffic a kid to everybody can be a victim.
It's horrible that like we are not even safe in the world or anywhere we are not safe.
Yeah.
So, how did you escape and what happened to them?
Well, I was when I was with my one of my handler. I was now living with all my traffickers because I was trafficking network, and there were many people out there with my whole looking at me. But I made a prayer, and then they died 24 hours later after that. And um, of course, I was with my handler there at that time, so he was not gonna let me go that easy. And I spent some time with him. So it was. I always say that I got my freedom after my traffickers died because, of course, they were the main traffickers and the most aggressive. And I believe that if they wouldn't have died, I wouldn't be here right now. But I have to spend some time with other traffickers. It's more like independent traffickers. The others have kind of sold me to them. So the one was there in charge of me. My handler was the only one who survived, who was there. And then after a while, I was tired, and I decided that I was gonna be free, even if I die or not. But I was gonna be free. So I said another prayer, and I just asked God to soften his heart. And then I went to him and I told him we need to talk. Like I wanna go, and you kill me or let me go. I'm not gonna work anymore on this. You're not gonna lock me up again because I won't do it anymore, even if you kill me right now. And for I don't know a miracle way, he decided to let me go. Like it was just a miracle. I don't know. I don't have another reason to explain that because he was not gonna let me go. But I just opened the door and left.
Oh, so was he like the friendliest trafficker?
No, no, there was no none of them were friendly. Never, like never. They were all aggressive. And at first, of course, my lawyers were very friendly, but they died. And then the other one, the last one, was another trafficker that I didn't even know at first when they trafficked me. It was another person that I knew with over the years, and he was completely aggressive. That man broke my ribs, dislocated my jaw, broke my nose. He did a lot of horrible things to me, but for whatever reason, he just let me go.
So he was basically sick and
Ah,
so he was basically sick and tired of.
yeah, yeah.
So like Jade, so what year was it when they all died? Like the your lawyers.
Unfortunately, I cannot give specific dates because it's quite dangerous in my case because it was a trafficking network. But they died. Let's say that a few couple, not couple, not like, let's say a few time before I got my freedom, because I have to spend another few time with my other trafficker. But I finally got my freedom in August of 2021. That's when I was finally free. They died before that, of course. And then this guy, the last one, decided to finally let me go, and I was finally free that month.
So so like after they died, you were with the other traffickers.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it was the beginning of the end because uh, the problem is that like it was a trafficking network. It's impossible to escape there. It's impossible. But when they die, I only was in charge. Like I was in with just one trafficker, independent trafficker, and escaping the situation. It's also very difficult, but there is a little hope there, and because there's not many people, there's just one, right? And after a while, that's what happened. And he was not gonna let me go, and he was still beating me and everything. But it was the beginning of the end, like finally moving because uh, he actually knew that they were gonna come for me because the problem with trafficking networks is that after one die, in the 5 minutes later, another replace uh, that person who died. So my trafficker knew that, and he locked me up completely in the middle of nowhere. He put me in, I don't even know where he put me, and that helped me, but also put me in a horrible situation because I was just at the mercy. But he did that, so he didn't want me to he didn't want that I got trafficked by the trafficking network, but just for him, so he could have all the money. So he kind of saved me, but at the same time, I spent a horrible time after that, but finally I got my freedom. So it was, I always say I got my freedom after they died because I mean, I believe that the first situation was way more dangerous than the other one.
You got your freedom after they died, cause before that you will not be free.
Well, like I say, I got my freedom because it was the beginning of the end. Like I wouldn't be here; they would have died. But I did spend some time with independent traffic at first. So yeah,
So, where did you go after you were free?
I moved to another city and I started a new life with my family. I finally got my mom and people who were close to me, and I moved to another city. And of course, I went to the police and everything after that, and I finally had the protection that I needed most before. Now everyone's dead, right? But I still have protection from the government and a lot of things. I still have that, so that's good.
Do you have your business back?
I have my business back. Yeah, recovering everything was not an easy problem, but everything is doing great, and I have my business back. And
I will ask you to repeat. It was a small internet error. That's why I will have to ask you to repeat
uh,
kindly.
mhm. Well, I say that I have my business again. That it was not easy thing, at first, but everything is doing great, and I hope that I can recover everything that I lost and even more. That's my goal.
So you are really very much brave to
Thank you.
deal with all of that, and like you're really brave that you survived the situation like that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So like have you thought else? Oh, so I just wanted to ask you, how old were you at that time you were trafficked?
My traffic it with violence. I was 22, not 21, 21. I remember 21, and everything got worse at 22. So yeah, I met my traffickers at 20, like almost on my birthday. At my, when I was 20, and then I spent 1 year and 8 months, almost 2 years with them, all good until they started acting bad. So yeah,
And how old were you when you got your freedom?
I was 28.
Oh, 28.
Mhm.
Nice. And so how did you got your
27,
business?
28. I believe that for a month, 27. Like, that's why I always say that I was tropical for almost 8 years because it was like 20 days till my birthday. So yeah,
How did you got your business back? Like how did you contact the government and
yeah, the government actually helped me for that a bit, and I was able to start again. Uh, so I'm very grateful with the government and everything. But I also have to find a way, to start everything again. I have to I did what I did 10 years ago, that it was contacting lawyers again. I have to, because it's impossible. I have to. know lawyers and talk with lawyers if I have to work on this. So I kind of have like a flashback because I have to do everything again. But this time I'm happy that I found good lawyers and not traffickers.
So
I
you had
can,
a flashback, like you had to start everything. And if I was in your position, I would have a phobia to talk with lawyers.
yeah, but I don't think we shouldn't judge people because of one of them did some a mistake, right? Like um not because any person is from any country, then we everybody's the same, right? So no all lawyers are evil. Of course, every time that I talk with a lawyer, it's impossible for me to know remember my lawyers, right? But and there is a little sometimes I tend to not trust them too much, yeah. But no, I don't think that I should judge all lawyers in the same way because there are many good lawyers, and actually there is a lawsuit that right now is I have, and there are lawyers who are helping me. So you see, there's good lawyers out there. I have faith in that.
So, like, that is a good thought that you shouldn't judge anyone by other people's
Yeah,
mistakes. That's
yeah,
a very good thought.
yeah. Other
And
people shouldn't pay for that.
I appreciate that you thought you think like that.
Thank you, thank you,
Okay, so Jade, it was a pleasure to talk with you. Thanks for coming to my show, Talk with Anand. Have a
thank
great
you for
day.
having me.
You're welcome. Bye. Have a great day.
Bye.